Hi, Phil. Alrighty, so we are diving into our second recorded session. So, a few things I want you to have, if you can, are a straw and then also a cup of water that's going to be not full, but like half or maybe a quarter. So, just a little bit of water in that because we're going to use those in the exercises today. I'm going to give you some different things to keep you experiencing your singing a little bit differently and being able to stretch and get to those spaces because we were talking about being able to get higher and higher. So, range extension is going to be our goal today. So, the first thing I want to do is on a hum. All right, I want you to have that good posture and alignment, expansive, and then on a hum, give me just a very light, just a nice light hum. All right, and then we are going to start here. All right, and we're gonna try, you'll feel it's a little bit of a like mid to high place to start for you, but that'll help you to kind of stay in that elevated space. So trying that like a sad little puppy sound. And we're gonna try going just nice and light on that hum, breathing in. We're just getting started, so let's go back down. Two more. Wonderful. All right, so you can do that hum with a closed mouth or you can do an open mouth hum. You'll put your tongue to the roof of your mouth. So if that feels more comfortable, go ahead and try that one. Alrighty, so we're going to try now thinking of that hooty space. Think of like a dove cooing and try hoo, hoo, hoo. Feel that nice open space back here. Think very flute-like, rounded shape. Ooh, ooh, feeling that kind of space. All right, so we're going to start with ooh, ooh. All right, and feel this pull through the cheeks here. That's going to help keep that lifted inside. All right, you'll feel the fascial pillars, these stretchy bands where the mouth and the throat connect, lifting on each side. It almost feels to me like a box. I'm making like a boxy shape in there. On an ooh. So it's that slide first into the scale. Breathing in. Ooh. Ooh. These are very light, so not too big with this. we're going to try next with the straw. If you don't have the straw, it's okay. You can do on a V instead, that V consonant. But ideally, if you have a straw and can try with it, we're going to try singing through the straw. All right, and we're going to try going on just a slide first. So let's go. So a third, a fifth, and then the octave. Breathing in. Now, you're going to feel at this point, we're about to flip into pure head voice at this point, all right? So just be aware of that. You're going to feel us pop into that higher space. So if you're thinking like a house, like basement, first floor, second floor, attic, we're about to pop into the attic. All right, here we go. So we went about a third up from where we went before. So we're not going to go all the way high just yet. We're going to work our way back down, and then we're going to gradually go higher and higher. So let's work our way down. One more. Very good. Okay, so now we're going to try on the lip bubbles. Now with this, I want your jaw really loosey-goosey, cheeks loose, making sure this is all really relaxed. All right, and we're going to try to do that vibration. Try super loose, and then we're going to focus the energy. I want you to think about this top lip right in the center, and you're going to think of focusing your breath energy right through the top lip through the center. All right, if you feel any like tightening or clenching, es no bueno. All right, so we're going to think, loosening everything up. Get that nice and relaxed for me. So no like tension in the shoulders. Make sure it's all really relaxed. All right. Now let's try. We're we're going to do an arpeggio for this one. So let's try little skips up and down on that major chord. Breathing in. Breathe. Still loose. Transitioning to head voice. You're going to start feeling you're going to be transitioning to whistle register or falsetto. Breathing in. Because we just went like a fourth higher than we did last time. So I think that's far enough for this time. We'll work our way back up again. So let's transition down. Let's go ahead and stop there for now. My lips got a little dry in the middle, so if you start to feel like they're getting dry, they might like sputter out. So, or if you feel tension creep in, it might stop briefly. So just keep an awareness of what you need as you go through. All right, so stretching that side to side muscle will help us with that front to back muscle and going higher. So we're gonna go lower now. Just kind of go a little lower, and that'll assist us as we go even higher. So let's try just on an open ah, and let's do on ka. All right, so we'll try ka, and nice and legato. So we're going through every little nook and cranny between notes. All right, on ka, sliding low, breathing in ka. I can, and that's all right. Every voice is different. So I just thought I'd take a little farther. I was definitely bottoming out there, but I know you've got a lot more of that deep register available to you, so stretching that out. Good. Okay, so let's do now, we're just going to do a little stretch of the vocal folds both directions. So go on whoop, whoop. Try that again. Whoop. And then you're going to go high to low on wahoo. Woohoo! And again. Woohoo! Alrighty. So now we're going to try the straw in water. So you're going to take your straw, put it in your water glass, and try blowing through first. I feel like mine's a teensy bit full. I don't want to splatter, so. So, refresher. Okay, so. All right, so I want you to think about a nice steady stream of air and vibrate the vocal folds. Try to keep the bubbling really consistent as you do it. So you're going to sing through the straw in the water, and you're going to feel that air pressure a little bit differently and get some more insight. You don't always have to work as hard as you think you do, and this is going to give you that frame of reference. All right, so we're going to try going through on. You may splash a little bit, like a little water splatter, but if you need to, like I said before, just drink some water. All right, so we're going to do just a simple little scale here. Breathing in. This also is going to give you an awareness of how much air and how quickly you need as you go through the range. So I just splashed a lot of water onto my sleeve and a little on my glasses because I'm using a more powerful stream of breath now as I go higher. I need faster air flowing through. So then it's like, oh, when I was lower, the bubbling wasn't as high, and then it was like burst through because I'm so high now, right? Drink a little bit more of it. Okay, so you might notice that some adjustments happen with the pressure and the airflow and how much air you're sending, all right? So good insights here. All right, let's start where we left off. right, so try using that this week. All right, we are going to try now on the tongue trills. And if you can't do them, that's okay. You can work up to it. So I want you to try a couple different things. You're going to stick your tongue out and go like a little kid going, right? Like on the playground or like doing the motorboat in the bathtub, like making bubbles. So we're going to think of that. You stick your tongue out. You'll feel a nice little stretch here in the back. Yeah, so that's one that can be fun to try. We're going to use that one going a little bit lower, again, to kind of balance out the low and the high. Always exercising both muscles to get the balance. And then we'll use that, the tongue trill flicking off the ridge that you feel there right behind your teeth, going up higher again. All right, so that you can try both. So let's try, we're going to go nice and low, and think about as you inhale, this is all opening and expanding. That tongue is nice and relaxed. Here we go. All right. Now, if you have trouble with the tongue trills, you can start by keeping that jaw nice and still and doing little flicks of the tongue. La, 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 or la, 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 la. That's the same muscle. And then you can try a D, da, 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 and a T. So feeling those movements with the tongue, and then gradually try to get to like, yeah, and it'll take some practice and to get that coordination, but you can do it. All right, so let's try now. We're gonna go, and the thing is, if any of these you're like, I'm not doing that very well, one, I do want you to keep trying to get it, but you can always switch to a vowel as well. All right, so let's try on the tongue trill. Let's go. All right, so just a nice big long slide, and then after you do it, we're going to try on. So first the tongue trill, then the vowel. Breathe in. That's about how high your songs that you write typically go. So those notes right there tend to be where you end up like hitting the highest in your songs. So Just pointing that out. We're going to go beyond that, though. You're going to start feeling we're adjusting, we're switching over to head voice gradually in the next few steps. So we're at the high A. We're going to start transitioning into whistle register, or some people say falsetto, but falsetto can be confusing because some people say falsetto for head voice. So I like to be specific, head voice and whistle register. All right, so keep in mind we're about to be transitioning over. Breathing in. So now, no matter who is singing, at that point, everyone is in their whistle register. So if you can hit that note, you're in whistle register. All right, so that is the high C. From here, let's just do the tongue trill. We'll leave off the vowels. It takes a little more like strength and stamina to sustain on the vowels up there. And I want to try a couple exercises that go higher before we try that. So on the tongue trills from here on out, breathing in. Now we're all the way at the high G here. I'm going to let us try a few more and just see if you feel like you cap out. It's okay, just slide to where you can and slide back down. So that's the high A. I'm just going to keep playing. You probably, are going to find that you're like, I can't go that high, but that's okay. I'm just going to play them, and then if you go higher, great. If not, that's great too. So it's just kind of a squeak up there at that point. Like, I don't really consider what I'm doing like singing it at that point. But, we're going to work our way back down. And you're going to start feeling like you can kind of full voice it in a couple steps. And you probably feel more like solid at this point. We went all the way to the C above high C. I have possibly never tried to sing that high. I don't know. But I usually just go to like the A but that was the C. So that's kind of fun. But once I got to like the B flat B, it was just like a squeak. I was like, I just sound like a mouse. We're going to finish working our way down. Here we go. So my personal norm, I usually go to like the E flat E above high C. I don't usually even try to go to like the F sharp, the G, the A. But we went all the way to that high C. Again, I don't know that you could call it actually like a full note that I did up there, but it was some kind of squeak. Alrighty, so excellent. So that'll let you kind of explore in that higher range. And you can also, when you do the exercises like the you can just kind of slide to where it feels comfy. So you might be going, way up there when you do that. Okay, so let's try now. Sustaining can be a little more effortful. So we're going to try some bouncy, light, runny passages so that you can possibly just have the little like on the note that's higher. So we're going to try laughing. So I want you to try ha, 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 ha. Your turn. And now we're going to try ha, 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 ha. Your turn. And now we're going to string those together. Ha, 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 ha. Your turn. All right, so now I want you to try going ha, 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 ha. So like kind of on a sigh feeling. Ha, 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 ha. Like ha, 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 ha. Yeah? All right, and then just nice and light and lifted. I want you to imagine that the breath energy is spinning in your head. Think like from these top teeth up, it's just like up here. All right, and it's just very bouncy, very light. It's not like a weighty, like, ho, ho, ho. It's a very like, ha, 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 ha. Very light. All right, so we're going to try ha, 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 ha. 1, 2, here we go. Ha, 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 ha. That's about how high I usually go each day. But we're going to see if we can go a little higher. Here we go. All right, so I got a little airy there, and that's okay. So what happens at that point is we're stretching, well, we don't know for sure because the glottis folds over and we can't see with our little camera anymore. But the prevailing theory and the one I ascribe to is that we're stretched so far that we're no longer fully connecting the vocal folds together, and we're just vibrating right at the little end. Little bursts there. So I'm going to play a few more, and you can see if you can go a little higher. I'm going to back up a little bit and just run it higher, and then I'll bring it back down. Here we go. Ha ha ha's. another fun challenge about that is that we're practicing those catch breaths or quick release breaths, I like to call them. I feel like catch breath sounds like you're trying to like grab it, like snatch it. And it shouldn't feel like you're snatching it and like grabbing it to you. I want it to feel a little more like you just kind of, it's a quick release. So what we're thinking is we're vibrating. So it's just a little moment of release and the air just sips in and then we keep vibrating. So I'm thinking of it as that quick release where it's so practicing that in that exercise as well. All right, nice. So then we're going to work on seeing if we can sustain up on some higher notes as well. All right, so let's start here a little bit higher than we have been starting, and we're just going to try on, let's do, and then we're just going to hold it for a moment. Breathing in. So that's our high C. We're going to try a few more. I may drop out. I've sung a lot today, so I may just let you carry on. We'll see. Here we go. Breathing in. Yep, I'm gonna drop out, but you keep going. Breathing in. Good. So that's the E above high C right there. Let's try one more. If you need to, just drop out. All right. So if you're there, that's like Madame Golden Trill, Queen of the Night, beyond where Christine Daae and the Phantom sing. So good. We're going to work down. Awesome. Good. All right. So let's do a side down to wrap up this. All the way down to that low gravelly space, kind of reset everything. Make sure you're hydrating. That's definitely going to help with the flexibility of the vocal folds. You can also try, especially this time of year, the air is really dry. So things like sleeping with a humidifier next to your bed, or things like have a nebulizer that you can breathe in some saline solution that'll externally directly hydrate your vocal folds. Try to drink some water at least a couple hours before you start singing, so that your body has time to hydrate them before you get started in the morning. But keep up the great work, and I'm excited to hear all your new music you're putting out. All right, Phil, we'll chat soon. Bye-bye.